What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Today's video is going to be just a good old-fashioned get ready with me / life update. I'm going to be sharing with you guys just kind of like how I've been doing, what I've been up to, some changes that are happening in my personal life. This is also going to be kind of like a pseudo trying new makeup get ready with me. I have the new NARS cream bronzer. I have the new cream highlight from Rose Inc. I also have the new caliray glow boosting drops. So if you guys are interested in just kind of chilling with me, then grab a cup of coffee, get some laundry, cuddle with your pet, grab a snack because we're about to get into it. If you guys like this style of video, hit your girl up with a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. You guys will also know I'll link everything that I put on my face and that I talk about in this video in the description box down below. Shopping through my links is a really great way to support my channel. Don't forget, I am a nano YouTuber. I'm very small, so any support that you guys give me is very much appreciated. All right, so we got the summer hair going today. I think I'm gonna maybe clip this back a little. Should we? Yeah, we're gonna clip this back a little bit. Does this look okay? Okay, we're just going with it. We're just going with it. We've got some Princess Jasmine energy today. Let's do a quick rundown of a couple of the products that I'm gonna be using today. First up, we have these caliray Just Add Rays Glow Boosting Drops. We're gonna be mixing that with the caliray Free Dreaming Skin Tint. So we've got that nice little combo. I also have the new NARS Cream Bronzer. I know that this isn't like new, but it was limited edition. It's sold out. No one could get it. Everybody loved it. It came back, full range of colors, and I have the shade Laguna. So we're gonna be trying that out. I did try it out once before, so I have some thoughts on it. I also have one of the new Rose Inc highlighters, and then I also have one of the new little Viseart palettes that I got in the recent sale. This isn't new, but it's new to me. This is the Solstice palette, and yeah, I thought it would be great for just like a nice summery kind of look. I want to quickly show you guys just how watery these like caliray glow drops are. Can you see that? I'm really trying to like not make a mess here, but I want to show you just right off the bat. These are very sheer, and they also have a very strong tropical scent. So if you don't like fragrance, you're gonna hate these. But I just want to point out, these add glow to the skin, but they don't really add a lot of color. So I want to point that out. I'm not gonna be like talking super in depth about these products because this is more of like a life update kind of video, but I want to mention that I am going to be just mixing in a couple of drops with the Free Dreaming Skin Tint, which you guys know I already like. I already reviewed this on my channel. First off, I wanted to thank you guys so much for all of the love that you gave me on my About Me video that I posted maybe like a month or two ago at this point. Very similar style of video to this one. I was really nervous about posting that video. It was kind of like a Q&A, get ready with me sort of style, because it was sort of the first time on my channel that I was posting something that wasn't really about the products. It was more so about myself and like talking about myself and my life and my hopes and dreams, and just kind of, I don't know, being a little bit more personable and a little bit more vulnerable with you guys. I'm just kind of mixing, as you can see, the little cocktail of summeriness here on my hand. This is the juicy goodness I'm about to put all over my face. So yeah, I was really nervous when I was posting that video. I had no idea if anybody was going to watch it, if anybody was going to care. And you guys were amazing. Oh my gosh, I had never felt like so much love on my channel. It was a breath of fresh air. It really was super motivating. You all were so kind, so nice. It really just warmed my heart. I just want you guys to know that it honestly, it made my year. That video made my year. It was so wonderful to hear from you all. And a lot of you guys told me a little bit about yourselves, which I thought was really, really fun. I got to learn a little bit more about you guys. Like, oh, I also enjoy this. I love that you love that. And I love connecting with you all. It's one of my favorite parts of having this channel. So I just wanted to thank everybody for being so kind, for just like watching that video in the first place. And if you are new here, if you're new to my channel, go check it out, because I do just, you know, talk a little bit more about myself. You can get to know me, just the basics about me. And I think in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys just like some other things about me and some other things that I've been interested in and excited about lately. One of those things is the fact that summer is here. I live in Boston, I live in the Northeast, and we literally wait all year for this time of year. It's almost like you get amnesia about what summer is like, and then when summer comes, you get amnesia about what winter is like. Throughout the whole winter, I'm thinking, why do I live here? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna move, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as summer hits and you realize how beautiful Boston is, is and how beautiful New England hits, and then you have the gorgeous autumn time. You're like, I love it here. And it's shocking as well just how many people live in this city, because I swear as soon as it just hits 70 degrees, everybody's outside. Everybody's sipping Aperol Spritz on the patio. Everybody's like sunbathing in the park. It's almost like, where were all these people? Were they in their homes the whole time? Like, I didn't know that many people lived here. I am just enjoying the extra hydration for my skin, my body. My plants are having their best life because they get so dry in the winter and they really struggle without the light. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you will know I have a beautiful white orchid that was dormant for like a whole year. My boyfriend gave it to me for my birthday last year. I had no idea if it was going to rebloom, but I just kind of kept it around. And then out of nowhere, this orchid starts growing little like antennas. You know how orchids have like their little antennas like this, and then the blossoms kind of come off the top? This orchid, I'll put like a photo here or a video or something, because she's over on the kitchen table and I don't want to go get it. So yeah, it basically just started growing blossoms out of nowhere, and I'm just obsessed with this orchid. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen my orchid diaries where I'm just showing you guys how quickly this thing grows. I also named it Gandalf the white, because there's white blossoms, and it just started like coming back to life out of nowhere very unexpectedly. So Gandalf is now thriving. Summer is here, and I'm super excited. Let me just show you guys how this foundation is looking. We just have a very nice glowy kind of look. I definitely feel like these caliray glow drops, once again, they don't add a lot of color. They just add a little bit more emolliency and kind of juiciness to a foundation that maybe otherwise has a much like matter dry down. You don't want to add too much, or else you're going to be a little bit of a grease ball. I actually even think that maybe I added just a little bit too much. I might put a little bit more skin tint just kind of like on the tops of my cheeks. I am going to be talking about my summer plans a little bit later in this video, but I wanted to share with you guys what is probably the biggest life update that I am going through, because I don't know, it might kind of impact my upload schedule, or it might just impact the time that I have to film. And that is, I'm not moving, I'm not engaged, I'm not getting married or anything like that. But the exciting thing that I'm happy to share is that my boyfriend is going to be moving into this apartment. I'm really excited. He's going to be moving in this weekend. This past weekend was Memorial Day weekend, and I basically spent half of the weekend packing up a lot of stuff to sort of move into storage to make room for him. If you guys have ever moved before, you will know it's just like a very time-consuming process. I kind of got behind on my filming schedule, so if you guys notice I'm not uploading as many videos over the next like week or so, it's probably just because I'm helping him move in and I'm moving my stuff out. My sister's also going to be visiting, his mom is also going to be visiting to kind of help us out. So it's just one of those life things that you just got to get it done. Like, you just got to move the boyfriend in, you got to get your stuff together, you got to get things organized, and he definitely takes priority. So I'm trying to get some videos in before he moves in, just so that it doesn't disturb the schedule. But just so you guys know, he is going to be moving in. I'm super excited about it. Why is he moving in? Because we want to see each other more. Like, we just don't see each other enough. As you guys know, I have a very demanding work schedule. It's very stressful, and I want to be able to make more time for him. We love each other. We want to spend more time together, and we really only get to see each other on the weekends. I'm very fortunate that I have this apartment. I love this apartment. I have a decent amount of space. His lease ends now, and my lease ends like later in the year around Thanksgiving. And it just seemed really silly to have him looking around at all of these different apartments around the city when it's like he could just move in here. And we know that we want to move in together pretty soon, so it just makes sense to do it now, because we've got that like awkward 6-month difference between our leases. I'm going to be going in with the LYS concealer under the eyes. I've really been liking this concealer. It's very moisturizing and serum-y and juicy, really good for literally all year round. I like how lightweight it is. So anyway, the biggest concern was not whether or not we wanted to move in together. It was honestly just the space and the fact that we both work from home. So we both work in tech, we both work from home. He's a software engineer, so he doesn't really have like as many meetings and conference calls as me, but he needs kind of his quiet. Like, I'm the loud one. I'm the one that's on meetings all day. So the biggest concern was really just having the space for each of us to work, because I live in a 1-bedroom, and I think what our ideal would be and what we will probably look into doing at the end of the year is getting a 2-bedroom, because in addition to wanting to have sort of separate spaces so that we can do our jobs and be productive, I also have this YouTube channel. Like, I'm definitely nervous about how am I gonna film when he's around, like, but we're gonna figure it out. But like, the ideal is for us to have a 2-bedroom, and then we could take that other bedroom, I can kind of turn it into like a YouTube room. I could put my Peloton in there. I could have that be like a little office for either of us to work in whenever we need it. And so I think that's what we're gonna look into sort of towards the end of the year when my lease is up. We'll figure it out right now. Luckily, it's the summertime and we can go out of the house more easily. I have a balcony. We just don't have to be cooped up in our apartment all the time. So I think that's really great. But I think we're gonna see, you know, how does this go? How do we like the amount of space that we have here? And then we can figure out if we wanna move to like a 2-bedroom in this building, or if we wanna move to a 2-bedroom, maybe like somewhere else. So in other words, we'll figure it out. Like, we rather move in together and be able to have that for ourselves, and then the rest, we'll just figure it out. Like, we're gonna have to figure it out eventually. I'm also gonna be going in with the new Urban Decay Good Apple Concealer. I keep calling this concealer the Urban Decay Good Apple. Like, it's KVD. I know it's KVD. I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. I've just kind of been using this for brightening in areas where I want a little bit more coverage. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, another big thing that's kind of been like, I don't know, just on my mind and not stressing me, I guess it's stressing me out a little bit, is just how expensive everything has gotten. And just kind of on the topic of moving, you know, how pricey these rents are. It is absolutely insane. And I feel like a lot of you guys can probably relate. First off, I just want to say, like, first world problems. I have a great apartment. I'm doing fine. I'm incredibly lucky to be able to have an apartment, have a place to live, be able to live where I live. But I think you guys can relate, like, just how inflated everything has been. I know a lot of people in other cities, like New York City, for example, are dealing with this, where like the prices for everything have just gone up, and it's really, really hard to live on your own and to be able to kind of justify it. Like, I can do it. Technically, I can afford it, but can I justify it? It's becoming a lot harder to do. Like, the prices are just getting absolutely insane. And I took a look at what the prices for my apartment are right now for other places in my building. Like, what would be the price I would have to renew this place at? And it was even higher than I thought it was going to be. So it's like even more of a reason for us to be moving in. It's like, why are we both spending so much money on these ridiculously priced apartments when we could just be, you know, kind of supporting each other in that process, living together, spending more time together? Like, it would be cheaper for us to get a 2-bedroom than it would for us to each live, even in a studio apartment, separately. Like, we're both 31. We're not playing around here, okay? Like, we don't need to have like separate lives. Like, we want to spend time together. Every day I think, like, should I move somewhere else? Should I live somewhere else? Is it just getting like way too expensive to be living in these sort of coastal cities? What have you guys been going through? Have you guys been going through this as well? Just sort of reevaluating how expensive everything is, and like where you spend your time and where you want to build your life. I feel like everybody kind of goes through this. I personally, like, I don't want to buy a house right now. I don't want to like move to the suburbs. I like living in a city. I would really like to go somewhere where the weather's a little bit better. I love Boston, but I just feel very on the fence about whether or not I want to live here. It's just like something that's really been going through my mind, and I'm not afraid to take a risk, but I do hate moving. So something that I would love to do would be to kind of take what we did this year, which is, if you're new here, I basically went to where my boyfriend is from. We went to San Diego for the month of February when it was really cold and snowy here in Boston. We spent about 3 to 4 weeks in San Diego. I would love to take the money that we are going to save by splitting this rent and potentially spend even longer, maybe 3 months somewhere that is a little bit warm, get kind of like a short-term rental, save up and be able to do that, so we can get a little bit of a taste of somewhere new. Those are just kind of like the main things. Those are some of the main changes that are going on in my life from like a more personal perspective and just kind of like the things I've been thinking about. I'm gonna go in with the NARS Cream Bronzer. Once again, I got the shade Laguna. It looks very, very dark in the pan. I got this color because I thought it was just gonna be the most universal and the most popular. Just gonna swatch it for you guys. Who am I? I'm gonna use a sponge. I'm using this cute little SpongeBob sponge from like the, what was it, like the Wet n Wild SpongeBob collection. Of course, I bought like the PR box and everything because I love SpongeBob, and this is the Patrick Star one. He looks a little bit dirty because I've been using him for bronzer, but whatever. I'm gonna be putting this on my face. Spoiler, it's really, really nice. It's really nice, and I really look forward to comparing this to other bronzers for you guys. Comment down below and let me know what bronzers you want me to compare this with. So anyway, speaking of like upload times and just creating content and schedule and stuff like that, I really feel like I need to figure out a way to just de-stress a little bit more. Work has been so crazy. I just joined, I basically just took over an existing team, which is one of like the most important teams in the company that I work at. So I'm very grateful and kind of low-key lucky that I've been able to take over this position. I'm super excited about it. I love my regular job. If you missed my about me, I work in tech. I'm a product manager, so I build software in collaboration with like UX designers and engineers, etc. It's a really awesome job. I love it, but it's extremely demanding. I just need to figure out like a better way or some tips to kind of manage my stress, because I find that I am honestly just like running from one thing to the next with very little sleep. It can just be very stressful, especially when I'm trying to get reviews up really quickly. I love doing YouTube and I love my regular job and I love all the other things that I like to do every day, like working out and eating a meal and just enjoying my life and spending time with my boyfriend and all that good stuff. But I think sometimes it definitely takes a toll on me. Like this weekend, I spent most of the weekend moving things into storage, organizing stuff. And for that reason, I really didn't have time to film, and it made me very anxious. I actually tried to film this video twice yesterday, but like I was doing it with the afternoon sun. I was sweating, it was hot. I was getting frustrated. I didn't have the right light, and I had almost like a meltdown. By the way, like don't feel bad for me or anything. This is just like, you know, I'm being a little vulnerable here. I'm sharing with you guys what I've been going through, and maybe you guys have some tips for me. But I've started to see this stress kind of take effect on my body. Like my skin has been very bad. You guys have probably seen I have some breakouts. That's really been kind of getting me down, to be honest with you. I also have noticed myself kind of like gaining a little bit more weight in my midsection, like all the things that are associated with kind of like high cortisol levels. And over the weekend, I was watching a very similar video by Samantha March. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. I really look up to her. I really look up to her work ethic and just everything that she does. I think she's so real. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. You guys got to follow her if you don't follow her. She was kind of going through something similar, a little bit more extreme, but basically she's trying to figure out like what are some of the reasons why I'm having some health issues. And one of the things she was talking about was extremely high cortisol levels. And she was going through this story, and I'm sitting there folding laundry like, this kind of sounds like me. I was like, Sophia, you need to relax. You need to learn how to relax. And I think I need to learn sometimes how to say no when enough is enough. I need to build some healthier habits so that I can put out content, be really happy with that, have fun making content. I love doing this. So again, nobody feel bad for me. I'm just kind of sharing my thoughts here. Look how good this bronzer looks. This looks bomb. I love this. I'm doing my makeup very slowly, by the way, because I have a lot to say. But anyway, I need to be getting some more sleep. I think that's really been affecting my body. I work out every day and I eat very healthy, but I think especially once you get like into your 30s, as you get older, it's just not enough. And I've started to see this past year, like my skin is the driest it's ever been. I feel like I'm starting to get those wrinkles, like I'm getting more fine lines. I'm noticing that my acne has come back after 2 rounds of Accutane. My eyes feel like they're getting more hooded. I know some of you are like, yeah, story of my life, Sophia, like you're getting older, but I need to get my beauty rest. I think I need to kind of take care of myself just a little bit more. I like to take time in the morning to really wake up, have a cup of coffee. I snuggle with Minnie. I like to respond to comments to you guys. It's like I do set time aside to do things that I like. I just think that I have too many things that I like, and I'm always running from one thing to another, and I need to be a little bit easier on my body, do more like low impact activities, go for walks, spend more time outside, maybe just kind of draw the line and say, you know what, not gonna film a video this weekend, just gonna focus on other things that I need to do. And like yesterday when I tried to film this video and I had a meltdown, I was like, I need to stop. This is ridiculous. Like, this is supposed to be a casual, enjoyable video for me to film. I put everything down. I made myself a nice little healthy meal. I sat down. I finished watching season 2 of Bling Empire, and I sat down and I did a ton of work for work, and I got a lot done, and I was really able to like get in the zone kind of creatively about like what I was doing. And it felt very, very satisfying to say, you know what, this is the one thing that I'm gonna focus on tonight, and it's gonna be this thing that really needs to get done so that I don't go throughout this week feeling guilty that I didn't get done what I needed to get done. I'm gonna be going in with the Westman Atelier Face Trace. This is in the shade Biscuit, just to do a little bit of contour, a little bit of chisel. So one thing that I've kind of promised myself I'm not gonna try and do is I'm not gonna try and post videos on specific days. Like, I'm not gonna commit to a set schedule. And that's not saying that I'm not going to put out content regularly, not at all. It's really just saying that I'm not gonna post like every single Monday at noon, because I just can't do it. Like, I need to be honest with myself. I need to be a little bit easier with myself. I'm really just gonna try and film the videos when I have time to film the videos, when I wanna get them out. You guys know, like, I get the reviews out very, very fast, but that's because I want to. Like, I will prioritize the content that you guys want. And honestly, when I think about my favorite YouTubers, I personally could not tell you when they post. Like, I just go to my subscription feed, I see the video and I click on it. It really doesn't matter to me if they're posting on a Monday or anything like that, or if they're posting in the evening versus the morning. Like, I will eventually watch it. I will put it in my watch later. And I know not everybody is like that, but that's how I am. But comment down below and let me know, is that something important to you? I've really been enjoying just kind of learning what you guys like to watch. I've only filmed 2 so far, but I really enjoyed doing the Will I Buy It videos and kind of like the pass or yes. I love interacting with you guys. I've noticed that a lot of you like to catch up on my videos on the weekend. So even if I post on like a Monday or a Tuesday, a lot of you guys are catching up and watching those videos on the weekend. It's been really, really fun, and I've really enjoyed getting to know you guys a little bit better. Before we go in with the Rose Ink highlighter, I'm gonna be going in with one of the blushes. This is in the shade Heliotrope. This is like the really pretty kind of like nude, slightly rosy one. So I'm gonna be putting that on the cheeks. Speaking of like content and YouTube, I would really like to hear your guys' thoughts on some of these videos that have come out lately about just kind of like YouTube and the beauty community. I saw Raw Beauty Christie did a video about, is the beauty community dead? I also saw Angelica Neekfist do a similar video and kind of add her thoughts on the situation. And basically what Raw Beauty Christie was talking about is we had these really, really big creators here on YouTube, and then there was a ton of drama. People were kind of here for the drama. The drama was fueling a lot of viral videos and a lot of views, etc. And then people kind of got sick of all the drama, sick of YouTube, and most people have gone over to TikTok, and most people have gone over to kind of short-term content. That TikTok is the place where there's just a lot more creativity and a lot more positivity, and that's where you essentially can have more opportunity as a beauty creator. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. My general thoughts about that were essentially, I just like don't really get that. I was never a viewer of any of those super big YouTubers. I have no idea about any of the drama. I sort of hear about it through creators who kind of hint at it or maybe talk about it, people that I follow, but I was never privy to any of that drama. I literally could care less. I've always been here for the makeup, and I think that there's a lot of people who are still on YouTube that still like longer form content, that's still like maybe not necessarily tutorials, but like product reviews, getting to know someone, building a relationship with somebody, building a relationship with the community. And they're just here for the makeup. They're not people that kind of subscribe for the drama and then they leave later on. I don't have TikTok, and it's not because I'm anti-TikTok or anything. It's honestly just for like mental health reasons. Like, I don't want to have to keep up with another social media account. I don't really want something that I'm tempted to check all of the time, but I do realize that TikTok is kind of like where it's at now. I know that it's a little bit of a younger audience, but I would love to hear from you guys if you use TikTok, if that's something that you think I should be checking out. I still think that there are people here on YouTube who enjoy this type of content. I think it's just that the video styles sort of change. Instead of tutorials and them being super long, I think that the best way to drive traffic to a channel is more so with like product reviews, things that have really high SEO, like search value. What are the hot products that people are searching for? Like, I guarantee you this video, people who don't subscribe to me, they will find this video because I have the Rose Ink highlighter linked and mentioned. When I did my pass or yes, the first one, when you look at the analytics and you look at what people were searching for who clicked on that video, it was the Chantecaille highlighter. People were searching for Chantecaille highlighter. They saw I was going to talk about it in that video, and the people who are not subscribed that found me via search, they found me primarily through that search term. So I think that those are the types of videos that perform the best on YouTube, people who are looking for reviews, and also just videos like this where it's sort of somebody doing their makeup and maybe talking about a particular theme or topic, like the downfall of Bite Beauty or something along those lines. And that's kind of what I'm trying to focus on, and also just what you guys ask for and what I enjoy creating. I realized after watching Angie's video that I think that maybe I think about creating content a little bit different from some people, because her point to me in the comments was that it's a lot harder to go viral on YouTube than it was in the past. And it's probably because I wasn't creating content in the past and I wasn't watching those big creators, but I definitely see what she means. Like, when I create content, I'm not thinking about going viral. I'm just thinking about creating a good video, something that's going to get a decent amount of views for my channel. I think that it would be very hard for me to create a viral video. I feel like it would have to be something that is kind of controversial and, once again, sort of dramatic. Whereas on TikTok, it's a very short form content. So people have 10 seconds to donate. They may not have 10 minutes or maybe 30 minutes, like this super long video that I'm filming right now. They may not have the time to build that relationship with me over like 40 minutes or 45 minutes, for example. And from what I know about TikTok, I do think that there is an element of sort of drama there. In a sense, people don't really have the longest attention span anymore. They want something super quick. They want to learn about something super quick. And with TikTok, what I've noticed is that it's almost like a battle to grab your attention in as few seconds as possible, or to shock you in as few seconds as possible. My best performing Instagram reels to this day are the ones that are the shortest, and within a few seconds completely transform my bare face to something completely different. It's almost like, how quickly can I entertain you? How quickly can I change myself, create something dramatic? It's almost like that element of drama, that element of kind of clickbaitiness, but in just a couple of seconds in a very different format. So I kind of feel like it's people going towards the same thing that drew them in originally, but it's just in kind of like a different format. Comment down below and let me know, what do you think of TikTok? Should I be on TikTok? I would love to. I'd love to create more kind of like educational things on that channel. It's just more of like a time thing. I'm gonna be going in with the Rose Ink highlighter now in the color Glancing. It's just kind of like a pretty rose gold. It's a very smooth texture, and it's really not sticky at all. It's very smooth and slippy and satiny, and that's what that color looks like. So let's put this on our face. So anyway, guys, I guess I just am not really interested in attracting subscribers that are just here for kind of, I don't know, clickbaity videos, things where I'm trying to get a lot of attention and go viral. I really just want to have a genuine, like, community-based online relationship with other people that love makeup. And I feel like if I just create good content, people will come. And you know what? If my growth is a little bit slower because of that, that's okay. I'm just creating the content that I enjoy. That is that beautiful highlighter, so take a look at that. I mentioned this before in the video when I was talking about like being stressed out or whatever, but my skin has just been so bad lately. I do think that stress plays a role. I also think that the weather changing plays a role. It's been stressing me out lately because if you don't know, I did 2 rounds of Accutane. I finished my second round about a year ago, and then I did my first round when I was 25. 5. And basically Accutane, it's supposed to cure your acne. If you guys are thinking about doing Accutane, definitely go ask your doctor. I'm not telling you what to do in this video, but Accutane was the thing that I had to try because literally nothing else worked. I had hormonal acne and I did Accutane because I wanted to cure my acne. I did it because I didn't want to have to take other medication. I wanted to just be done with the acne. And for the past year, my skin has been so clear. And if you guys have acne or any kind of skin condition, you will know that when your skin is clear and you don't have to worry about that, it's such a breath of fresh air. Because my type of acne is like, I will break out. I'll show you guys an image right here. Like I broke out all over my forehead, and right here it has started to heal. But as soon as it starts to heal, like I just get another breakout. Like I just get breakouts on other parts of my face, and it can be so demoralizing. It can be so stress provoking. I thought we had this under control. I thought that I had cured this, and now that it's coming back, I'm like, oh no, it didn't work. Am I gonna have to deal with this for the rest of my life? And it's also frustrating because I did change up some medication around the end of last year, around the same time that I started this channel, and I've noticed my acne getting worse also since that point. And it definitely can be annoying because it's almost like you try and fix one part of your health, you try and make something better, and then it has adverse effects on maybe another part of your health or another part of your body. And it's just so frustrating. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate, especially as women. Like we're always trying to just control our skin and our weight gain and our aging and other things that are going on in our life and stress and all that good stuff. And for me, just having gone through this skin journey, it is very, very frustrating. So I do have an appointment with my dermatologist. I think it's towards the end of this week. So I'm hoping that they can help me out and maybe we can figure something out. But I have a feeling that I am just gonna have to go back on the medication for hormonal acne, which I'm not super happy about, but we will see. I'm trying to remain positive about it. I don't want to get stressed out about it, but like my skin has it's just been such a struggle for me lately, guys. I'm gonna be going in with the Solstice palette from Busy Art now. We're just gonna do like a nice natural summery look. I'm just gonna be using my normal like Wayne Goss, Rephr, BK Beauty, Sonia G brushes. All right, friends, let's get back on the positivity train and let's talk about vacation. I have been wanting to plan a vacation for so long. Oh my gosh, and I finally have my vacation planned. I haven't told you guys where I'm going. I wanted to save it for this video so we can have a nice little fun travel chat. So I am going to be going to 2 locations, 2 of my favorite places in the entire world, and that is Paris and Greece. So when we were planning vacations, I really didn't want to go anywhere super new because I'm the person that always ends up having to plan everything. And as I mentioned to you guys, I've just been busy and stressed out, and I did not need that extra stress in my life. Like vacations are supposed to be fun. I really wanted to like look forward to this trip. And so me and my boyfriend are going to be going with another couple that we are best friends with. And I said, you know what? Why don't we do one city or one place that's kind of more of a city vibe and more of like a sightseeing, shopping, museum type of situation. And then somewhere else that is a little bit more of like a beach destination. Obviously, if we could swing it, it all kind of depends on like the flight situation and all of that good stuff. I'm just going in with like the champagne shade. Oh, it's so pretty. I forgot how pretty this palette is. So we decided to do a round trip flight to Paris, one of my favorite places in the world. I love going there. Been there several times. I'm super blessed and lucky that I've been able to travel to all of these awesome places. I haven't been to Europe though since 2019, since before the pandemic. I did go to Greece to visit my family in that year. And so I have been waiting to take like a proper international trip. I'm really excited about this. I wanted to go to Paris just because I find being there very relaxing. I don't need to do any particular thing. Like I've seen all of the main attractions. I've been to the Eiffel Tower. I've been to the Louvre. I've spent hours there. Obviously, every time I go, I'll pick like something I haven't done and I will try to do that. I'll try and explore new neighborhoods. I like that. For me, Paris is almost like New York City, where I just will have a good time no matter what. Like no matter what neighborhood I'm in, no matter what restaurant I go to, I'm sure it's going to be great. I love the style. I love the lifestyle. I know people say that Parisians can be not the most polite, but they're super nice to me. I feel like if I put out polite, respectful vibes, I get that back in return. That's just been my personal experience. So I have been itching to go to Paris. I was watching Emily in Paris these past 2 years, and I couldn't wait to go back. In fact, I was looking into maybe going for my birthday this year because I didn't really get to have a real 30th birthday because it was during COVID in the middle of the winter last year. And I found out that it was just too hard to go to France or Paris back in the winter. They had like stricter restrictions and that kind of stuff. So I said, you know what? Once I get the opportunity, I'm gonna look into going to Paris. I'm gonna be going into this super cool duochrome, like pinky shade, and we're gonna put that kind of like on the outer half of the lid. So anyway, I'm very indecisive and I'm just not satisfied with one location. We really wanted to do something that would allow us to get a little bit of like beach time, that would also be relaxing as well. So what we decided to do is book a round trip to Paris, and then in the center of the trip, because we took off enough days, we decided to make this like a 12 to 13 day trip so that we had enough travel time in between. We are going to be flying to Greece. My parents are going to be visiting our family at the same time. So I'm going to be going to our family house in Greece, which is kind of like in the middle of nowhere. It's not like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. It's not on an island or anything like that. It's on the mainland in the middle of nowhere. And we're going to be going there to just kind of relax for 2 days. I'm going to get to show my friends kind of where I grew up in the summers. If you guys are new here, my dad is from Greece. I'm Greek American. And so I speak Greek. I used to grow up going to Greece every summer and living in the village with my grandparents and just kind of like, you know, fun, simple life, very kind of like idyllic childhood situation. I'm very, very blessed I was able to have that experience, and I'm really excited to take my friends back to kind of like the small town and show them all of that, go to the beach. So we're going to do that for 2 nights, and then we're going to go to a nearby island, which is called Skiathos, which I found out that's where they filmed Mamma Mia. I did not know that. We're going to go to Skiathos. We're going to do like the tourist thing. We're going to go to the beaches and, you know, sip frappe on the beach and just go shopping and all that good stuff. So my friends and I can kind of do something on our own, like as adults, and just kind of get those vacation vibes. And then we are going to go back to Paris. We're going to finish the last couple of days there, finish the trip there. We're going to do a little bit of shopping, museums, etc. We really don't have much planned out, but I wanted to ask you guys, especially because I do have quite a few of you guys who live in France, who are French, and just in general who are well traveled. I would love to know, what are your recommendations for Paris or Skiathos? If any of you guys have been there, if you have any restaurant recommendations, museum recommendations. I really want to find some good vintage shopping locations in Paris. So if you guys have any recommendations for me, I would greatly appreciate that, because I don't like to plan out my whole vacation, but I do like to have things that I want to check out. I don't like to count on my friends to do that for me. I like to sort of come to the table with things. So DM me on Instagram or leave me a comment down below and let me know what your travel tips are for those destinations. I'm so excited. I feel so incredibly like blessed and lucky that I can like take myself on a vacation. I'm so excited, especially because I've been working so many hours. I think it's going to be a really nice break. I also wanted to mention, I still haven't decided if I'm going to like pre-film content for when I'm on vacation. I'm kind of on the side of like, no, I'm just gonna like take my vacation and have a vacation. So I will give you guys a heads up if I plan on posting content or not. But if I don't, you know what? I think you guys will be happy for me. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. You guys will be happy that I'm just having a good time. I think everybody deserves a vacation, and I really don't want to have to kill myself during my favorite time of the year to get out extra content just so I can have a couple of videos when I'm supposed to be relaxing. All right, so this is how the look is looking so far. I hope that this has been entertaining. I hope this isn't super boring of a video. I really wanted to use this palette because I wanted to show you just how unreal these shimmers are, both that kind of blinding champagne and then that beautiful duochrome. So beautiful. I'm gonna be going in with the Kosas brow pencil and just kind of filling out my brows now. I did just recently tint them, so they are on the darker side and I'm loving it. But yeah, guys, let's talk about some other things I've really been enjoying lately. How about those Celtics? How about those Celtics? One thing that I've really been enjoying lately, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this, is I love watching basketball. I know. I like sports, guys. My boyfriend is a huge sports person. He loves to play basketball and watch basketball, so he's kind of really gotten me into that. I live in Boston. I like to root for all the Boston sports teams. I've lived here for like 13 years now, so I consider myself a Boston sports fan. Do not give me a thumbs down because I am a Boston sports fan. Please just shout out in the comments down below what fan you are. If you want to tell me that the Patriots suck, that's okay. I don't really care. That's all good, but I've really been enjoying watching all of the NBA playoffs recently. It's so fun. I love going to the bar and eating chicken wings and just enjoying the night, getting a drink, watching the game, cheering for my team. We got to go to game 2 of Celtics versus Bucks, and I got to see Yanni play, and that was so cool. That man is ginormous. I could spot him all the way from the nosebleeds. He is so large. He has such a presence on the court. He didn't play very well during that game. The Celtics literally creamed them. It wasn't that close of a game, but it was super fun for me. So I've really been enjoying that. That's been a really nice way for me and my boyfriend to kind of bond and spend time together. And I really love the fact that we can share our interests with each other. That was never really something that I envisioned myself being into, but I really enjoy it. I really like it. I've been having so much fun watching basketball. I also, once again, in an effort to kind of de-stress and not be on YouTube as much, watching YouTube. I love to watch YouTube. I don't watch that much TV, but I've been trying to get back into sort of just relaxing or dumb shows that I used to enjoy. So I think I mentioned earlier in this video that I just finished season 2 of Bling Empire. I just love a good reality show. I've also gotten back into Selling Sunset. I watched maybe the first season and half of the second season, and then I just never had time to keep watching the show. So I just love to pop that on while I'm eating dinner. The other show that I really enjoyed that I finally finished is that show on Netflix, Inventing Anna, about the fake German heiress slash socialite. Okay, if you haven't watched this show, you need to watch this show. Basically, it is this woman that just kind of conned everybody into thinking that she was this uber buco rich German heiress, and she kind of was essentially a nobody. She was just an immigrant that had literally nothing to her name. She conned so many people out of so many different things. This series was just absolutely mesmerizing to me. The actress does a really great job, and throughout the show, you just kind of find yourself not really sure who to root for, not really sure what your opinion is on this girl, what she's doing. Is she guilty? Does she deserve to be in jail? And I really get sucked in. Like, I was looking at photos of the real girl and thinking to myself, wait, no, that's not the real girl. The girl in the TV show is real. Like, she really is so convincing. I also love the accent that she does in this show. She has this one phrase that she always says, and it's like, you're so basic. And I just find myself saying that all the time to my boyfriend and people. I'm always mimicking her accent. I just go into like my fake Anna Delvey alter ego. You're so basic. What are you wearing? You look poor. The wire has been sent. I cannot deal with these problems. I hear I'm famous. Like, it's such a good show. You get so sucked into it. My boyfriend fell asleep on the couch when it first started, and then the next day, even like 3 or 4 episodes in, he was able to get into this show, and then I finished it without him, and he was so pissed off at me. But I was just so sucked in. I needed to finish it. It was really good, guys. You need to watch it. I've also really been enjoying going back to the movies. I feel like the longest time we didn't have that experience. I recently saw this movie this past weekend, and it is a Marvel movie, and it's so good. You guys need to see it. I heard about this movie because Cate the Great talked about it kind of like on a similar video where it was like a chatty get ready with me. This movie is called Everything Everywhere All at Once, and it was such a good movie. It was one of the most interesting, thought-provoking, unique movies that I've really seen in a while, and I'm not like a big movie watcher, okay? I love Marvel movies, but this actually is not like a superhero movie. It's really not like a lot of the other movies that Marvel has created as of late. I don't want to give any spoilers, but what I will say is that the main characters in this movie, unlike being somebody that is just so kind of out of this world powerful, the main characters of this movie are actually people that you can relate to. It's like this Asian immigrant family. They are running what is essentially a failed laundromat. They live in the apartment above the laundromat. The mom, Evelyn, is kind of living like the worst version of herself. She's really struggling. She's very, very stressed. And basically in this movie, she is able to kind of see what her life would have been like if she hadn't made specific decisions. It's almost like it has that supernatural element of Marvel and kind of the theme of the multiverse and there being different dimensions where you can be almost kind of like a different version of yourself, someone who has gone down a different path due to one decision being different in your life. And it combines that with kind of like a kung fu movie in a way. It's super, super interesting. When you first start watching the movie, you're thinking, where are they going with this? This isn't like anything I've ever seen, but I thought it was so clever, really creative. It was like thought-provoking. It was moving. In fact, at the end, I was really trying not to cry. I was really kind of like holding back my tears. And then I looked over and my boyfriend is like bawling. He's crying. He doesn't watch these videos, so let's keep this between us, but he was crying and I was so smug about it because, you know, I was trying to hold back my tears because it was very heartwarming at the end. I'm just going in with a Glossier brow flick and I like to sort of shape my brows a little bit after I've defined them with the pencil. But I wanted to tell you guys about this movie. I thought it was so good. And one of the most interesting like themes of the movie that I thought was interesting is we almost think about what our life would have been like if we didn't take that job, if we didn't move to that city, if we didn't marry that person, if we didn't make that one decision, if we didn't go to that place where maybe you met that special someone, whatever. And I think that the movie really explores that theme really well in a really interesting and also, you know, kind of like an unrealistic way because it is a Marvel movie. It's not just completely real life. There's that sort of magical realism aspect to it. But I just thought that was so interesting, especially as like in my own life, I'm thinking to myself, you know, what if I moved somewhere else? Like, what if I did this? What if I did that? I feel like we're always thinking about that as humans. And it was such a thought-provoking movie. I think you guys should really check it out. It's been out for a while. I don't know how much longer it's going to be in theaters, but comment down below if you saw this movie, if you thought it was good. Once again, I heard about it from Cate the Great. I went into the movie literally having no idea what this movie was about. I don't want to give too many spoilers here, but I really, really enjoyed it. We're almost done our look. I'm just going to go in with my Hourglass Unlocked Instant Extensions mascara. This, once again, I shared this in my recent favorites video. It's been my favorite as of recent. What else? Like, what else is going on in my life? Oh, I'm so excited for some upcoming concerts, similarly to how I am trying to get back into going to the movies because it's something that I really enjoy. I don't really watch a lot of TV, but I do love the experience of going to the movies. I always get a full medium popcorn just for myself because I do not share that, and then I get a Diet Cherry Coke. So I like that. But another thing that I really enjoy as well is just kind of going to concerts and like dancing and singing, and I've been trying to get into that more, especially as, you know, this whole world situation has been dying down. And nobody asked me in my last like about me video what kind of music I like to listen to, so I thought I would just talk about that a little bit. If you guys haven't noticed from the songs that I choose on my reels, I really like throwback early 2000s pop, hip hop, and R&B. And then my other main genre of music that I mostly listen to is Latin music. I am not Latina, but I love Latin pop. I love reggaeton. I am so into it. And pretty much all of the concerts that I go to are Latin artists. So last year in, I think it was the beginning of November, I saw Karol G perform here in Boston. She was so good. Shout out to any Karol G fans that are out there. Also, last night I watched a video of her doing her like 5-minute makeup routine or 10-minute makeup routine for the Allure YouTube. That woman does not need a speck of makeup. She is so beautiful. Her skin is gorgeous. She literally didn't need any makeup. She's so beautiful. I saw her. She was amazing. I also have tickets to J Balvin, which were supposed to be taking place last week, but I think it's delayed because of all the Celtics playoff stuff. And then this week, I'm going to see another band. Their name is Reik. If you guys are not familiar with Reik, they're kind of, I think they are from Mexico. I hope I have that right, but they are like a 3-member guy band and very popular. They do a lot of collaborations with other popular Latin artists. Me and my sister are gonna go see that this weekend because she's visiting, and I was so excited to hear that she was gonna be here this weekend so we could go see it. Then recently I saw that there were tickets for Ozuna. So I bought Ozuna tickets for, I believe it's the beginning of October. Love Ozuna. I was thinking for the past couple of months, like if he goes on tour, I'm definitely getting those tickets. Like I really want to go see Ozuna. He has so many good hits. He has so many good like collaboration songs. I love his work. And then finally, I also have tickets to see another one of my favorite artists, and his name is Camilo. Camilo went on tour last year. He did not come to Boston because I don't know, we don't get a lot of Latin artists here. So that's the other thing, is like when I see people coming to Boston, I will jump on that, because a lot of Latin artists, they go where there's like a little bit more of like a bigger Latin population. They're going to New York, Miami, Texas, California, or they are going on kind of like international tours. So I also have tickets to see Camilo, and he went on tour last year. He didn't come to Boston. Then I saw he was coming to Boston this fall. I'm so stoked. So that's another thing that I'm super excited about. Going to concerts, buying tickets to concerts, and kind of like having something to look forward to along with vacation. Got a couple weddings to go to this summer, just kind of enjoying my time with my family, trying to relax a little bit. So yeah, guys, that's what I've been up to. Let's take the hair out and look at this final look. We've got the summer hair going. I do use a hair waver to kind of create these summery waves. I will link that down below if you guys are interested in hearing, you know, what tool I use to create this, but this is the final look. You know what? Let's put on some lip gloss. I just grabbed the Mario Plumping Lip Serum in the color Bronze Glow. I've gotten back into this since I did that review of his new products for you guys. So let's just put this baby on. Can't believe I almost forgot the lip. I think this goes really good with this look. And here we go. Now this is the final look. I really like the way that this look turned out. I hope you guys had a fun time hanging out with me today. Hopefully this was interesting for you all. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. I really do appreciate all of your positivity, all of your support so far with this channel. I'm so honored to have your views and just kind of interact with you guys. This really means the world to me. If you guys like this style of video, definitely give me a thumbs up. That really helps me out and lets me know what kind of content you all enjoy. And if you are new here and you have made it through this video and you are not a part of this fam, well, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you can be up to date with every time I upload new content. I will also put my Instagram handle up here so that you guys can follow me on over there. That's the best place to connect with me on the reg. That is where a lot of us chat in the DMs day to day, where you guys tag me in posts, where we can comment together. We obviously connect here in the comments on YouTube, but Instagram is also a really great place to do that. It's where I tell you guys what I'm buying, what I'm up to, just kind of what's going on in my life on a daily basis, and of course all the new product launches and sales. So head on over to Instagram and follow me over there. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day, that you're having a wonderful spring and summer so far wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.